Hi everyone, I'm Olivia, the Southern Yankee Stitcher, and this is my Flosstube 47. This is all about my 2024 plans, and I'm going to have a WIP parade, kit parade, everything I'm going to do in 2024 parade. Um, if you've been watching me for a while, last year, well, this year still, 2023 was going to be the year of samplers for me. I didn't quite get that done. My plans kind of fell apart when my physical health fell apart and I couldn't stitch so much. But I am feeling great. I did throw my back out a little bit, but that's, just one of those things. It's not a big deal. But otherwise, I'm feeling really good. So that's a big praise. And I'm ready to hit 2024, do some serious stitching. I just did a Flosstube. If you hadn't watched it, go back and watch 45. I recorded that earlier today. Today's December 23rd, and I wanted to get this in before the new year for sure. But while I had a little bit of time, I wanted to do it. I had terrible glare in here from my last video, and the sun is like right there, and even closing the blinds, it's coming in. So I put poster board up behind my monitor here, and I hope the lighting's going to be okay. If not, I have a light here I can turn on. That might help a little bit because we're going to have a lot to show today. So there are a few things I'm going to try and do. There's a couple sales that I may want to do with some friends. They've mentioned they want to do, and the charts were in my plans, so hey, I'm on board. I'm going to try and do the 12 by 12 New Year's Eve. I don't know that there'll be 12 starts. It might just be work on 12 WIPs or a combination of the two. I haven't decided that. I have a week or so to decide that, so I'm gonna wait on that. I'm also gonna do WIPGO, which I've never done WIPGO before. And some people love it. Somebody said it about killed me trying to get all these things done. What I'm gonna do on my WIPGO board, and all the charts I'm going to show you are on my WIPGO board. I've typed it up and everything, and I have all my charts on here. My last one is my choice. And so, but what my goal is on each of them is to work each piece for 3 days when they're called. And a day counts as a minimum of 2 hours stitching because, normally I stitch more than that. Before dinner, and then after dinner, I stitch till I get to bed. So I have there are a few things on here that aren't kitted up yet, but they're in my plans, and I'm going to go over those with you too. So I'm going to try and mark off each chart on my WIPGO board so I know I covered it with you as we go through. I'm just going to start with this. I've got two big baskets full of project bags. The project bags, I don't think I've ever purchased one. I either made them myself or they were gifted to me. And through an exchange or, what have you, or just someone being kind. And I decided that I wouldn't have kitted up. I wouldn't have things in my plans that were beyond my bags. Does that make sense? Like, for instance, if I had 24 bags, there's no more than 24 things in my 2024 plans. I don't want to buy anything new. I want to try and stitch from stash, although there are a few things that aren't kitted up, and if I don't have the floss that I need, or I have a drawer full of fabric. I think I'll be okay with fabric, but if I don't have the floss I need, I'm giving myself permission to kit it up. Yeah, so let me just go ahead and get going, and I'd have a little cheat on some of these, and I'll show you how I cheated myself a little bit. This is a sampler. I did start this year. I started this in February at the Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat in Surfside, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And this is Elizabeth Young, 1829. I really like the sampler. I liked that it was a mid-Atlantic sampler, which they think this one's from Delaware, but you know, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, all that mid-Atlantic states. That's, you know, that's where I'm from. So I did get a little ways on this. Here it is. It is very pretty. However, you can see like how much I've done. I've done what, maybe a sixth of it, maybe that much, maybe. There are so many color changes in this, and at first I wasn't crazy about the peach, even though when I got married, peach was one of the colors we did. Our bathroom peach, that was a thing in '91. And I've gotten over the peach because I really want to have a variety of samplers, but the color changes are, it just takes a long time to do this because of the color changes. But I like the end result. So I'm going to keep going with it. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to fold this a little different. Creases won't be quite so bad. I'm going to keep going with it. I said if I had thought ahead of time, like the green in the border. Well, no, the green's all one color. I don't know. I thought maybe I would have used some variegated flosses to cut back on some of the color changes, but looking at it now, I don't think it would have worked. So that is on my WIPGO board. Let me check it off. There it is. The next bag. Oh, I didn't show you that bag, but I love that fabric with the bees on it. I just did that in the inside. These are just this envelope style that Final Fifer had a tutorial on. I did this. This fabric was just from Walmart. And then inside I did that. Okay, this is where I kind of cheated the system a little bit. Some things I had already kitted up in bags that had similar colors, so that I had the flosses in there together. So I'm counting my eye twitching because I'm cheating on myself. I'm making my eye twitch. I am counting each bag as a project, so I can choose which one I want to do. And this particular bag has in it this little House Needleworks Battle Hymn of the Republic. Yeah, I'm very patriotic. And I've thought multiple times about making my whole living room patriotic when it wasn't a different season, you know, whatever. But I think I'm going to wait to see if and when one of my daughters moves out. I'm going to make that a bedroom patriotic. This is Married to Donna, Old Main Street. I think I got them both actually at StitchCon. And I'm going to stitch them both on this fabric here, which is Weeks Dye Works Parchment, and it's 32 count. And that's not looking as yellow, is it? Where is it? That's more like it right there. So I've got the flosses in here and more flosses in the bag. Using DMC for both of those. This one also has multiple projects. Because they're smalls, and some of them, well, one or two in here, I'm not sure I'm even going to stitch. But I left them in the bag just because this is where I got them. And these are Christmas charts from a retreat I went to at Panda's Crossing. And it was last year. And I hadn't finished them. This one I haven't even started. But it's Mill Hill from the Santa's Holiday book. We got the whole book. And it's this one right here. Let me see if I can find you a better picture of it. Oh, they don't have color pictures inside. Anyway, it's this one right here. Let's see if I can get it up close. And it's got a lot of beads. Like I said, it's fully kitted by Donna at Panda's Crossing. I just haven't gotten to that yet. This next one is Hansel Design Squareology Mary Berry. And it's pretty simple. And it's also kitted with just exactly what you need. I have the hoop and the button and everything in a drawer in there. This one, I guess you can see it. Oh, this one I don't have a picture of. I just have the chart, but it's probably 75% completed. It's just snowflakes with this variegated blue in a rectangle, and have a little wooden box that's the rectangle size that it goes in. You can see I've done one and a big one, a medium one, and part of another one. So I've done this, and this. I just have to do these. That's going to be pretty simple. This was actually the first sled that I did, and this was from Sue Hillis. And instead of using the perforated paper, you do it on cloth, linen, Ada, your choice, and you kind of wrap it around the sled and put ribbon around it. So I have a sled that's been painted white. I finished one of them, but I'm going to do a second one from this chart. And I've got everything in there. I don't know. Let's see. I've done this one here. I'm not sure what next one I'll do, but that's in there. Then, this must have been some kind of download too, because it doesn't have a picture. Let me cover up the chart. It's from Kitty Bee Designs. It's a Christmas biscornu, and that's what it looks like. And I have everything right there. This one I was looking for. I found it. I think I found it in a project bag with something else. No, it was in a box with something. I don't know. But I was looking for this because I wanted to finish it for this year. This is from Calico Confectionery. It's called Ebenezer. Bah humbug. Of course, this reminds you of the Christmas Carol. That's what it's from. And let's see. I think that's, yeah. I started on it. I got that much done of his hat. And you can see that the letters go in there. And it's all, I've got everything I need to finish it up. Every time I hear the phrase, bah humbug. It makes me think of an attorney I worked for. There was an attorney I worked for when I lived in Virginia, and he was grouchy and kind of mean. He liked me because I worked hard and I got a lot of work done for them at the practice there, and I got things kind of organized at their practice and handled things that hadn't been handled before. But he was a long time bachelor, and just kind of, he was just a grumpy old man. He wasn't that old either, but he would have all kinds of stuff in his office. If I go looking for a file for some work I needed to do, he said, "What are you looking for?" And I'd say, "I'm looking for the John Doe file." "Get out of here! I'll find it and bring it to you." I was like, "Okay." And at first, it upset me when he would talk that way. Well, then I learned how that's just how he was. But it was Christmas time, and I like to try and joke with him, even though he didn't always like it. I think he kind of really liked it, because he gave me some nice Christmas bonuses that he didn't give to other people. And but anyway, we said, "Bah humbug, Gary," and he was like, "You girls," he'd tell us, he said, "You're worthless after lunch. You go and eat a big lunch, and then you come back here and you can't work. All the blood's gone to your stomach instead of your brain. You're worthless in the afternoon." And then he'd say, "Bah humbug." He said, "You don't even know what it means. It means hypocrite. People don't know what it means. It means hypocrite." But anyway, that chart reminds me of him because bah humbug. I think of him more than I think of the movie, which is kind of funny. Okay, my next one is called Dover Sampler. Check it off here. And I had kitted this up for this year for my year of samplers and didn't ever start it. So I'm going to keep it kitted up and start it. I've got Weekstyle Works Grasshopper, and this is a 32 count. Instead of this real dark, I tried stitching on a real dark green like this before when I did that schoolhouse piece. And, I couldn't see it. I just couldn't do it. But I've got it kitted up here with DMC. Lots of pretty colors here. I mean, that's going to be a pretty sampler. I think it's going to be really pretty on this fabric too. Let me show you. Don't you think that'll be pretty? I can't hardly wait to start that. And I wasn't excited about that till I pulled it out and was looking at it for this purpose. If I'm going to do it this coming year, look at those colors and like, yeah, that's why I like that thing. That's why I like that one. I didn't show you this bag, I don't think. This is one I made too. And it's got little scissors inside. I don't know if I showed you the last one. This is also one I made. It's also got the scissors inside. I'll show you this bag. This is from an old pillowcase. Actually, it was a pillowcase that I had purchased at an auction. It had never been used. It was brand new, old, but brand new. And I didn't want to use the pillowcase. I can't remember why. Might have had a stain like on a corner or something, but it was new. Just got something on it like in storage. But anyway, so I tried to pick a fabric that would go with that so I could use them in some kind of way. Okay, this is something I kitted up just recently. And when I saw it, I just loved it. And it's from the Blackbird Design book, United We Stand. I love this square. I think it's like a mattress finish pincushion, but I really, really love that. It's a needle book. I'm not sure I'm going to make it into a needle book. I'm gonna stitch it and then see what I decide to do with it. What does that say? 32 count Belfast raw. So I'm gonna stitch that on. And I have all the called for weeks dye works here. I'm all checked off. Okay. This is another chart with multiple things in it, and they're smalls. So, you know, like I said, I knew that if they're called multiple times, well, no, it's not. It's only on my WIPGO board once, so it won't be called multiple times. But I have choices, and if I get them all done, then I'll switch to something else. I'll fill the bag with something else. It's kind of my plan. But I'm not going to start anything else until I empty a bag. Okay, so I have to finish all these smalls before I can put something new in this bag. And I have I've mentioned probably many times, my oldest daughter loves Halloween, has a Halloween tree. I did a lot of the Mill Hill ornaments for her tree, and here are a few more. I got these a few years ago and just haven't done them yet. This is also for her, which I got at StitchCon. And I pulled all the floss for it, and I have the little paper mache coffin that goes in. And then I have this, which is way too big. I mean, I need to cut it down, obviously. 36 count Shore Bees Tan. It's really more yellow. It's a little more, that's it right there. And then I also have this, and I'm not, I think I'm going to stitch this for myself. My daughter's doesn't really like witches that much. She likes bats and things more. Bats and skeletons and skulls more than she likes witches. And I had this and kitted it all up, and I think it'll just have to be for me. And it's kitted with Weeks Dye Works straw and DMCs. I had, when I did Queen of Hearts piece a while back that a couple years ago, I guess, that I designed, I used all the heart playing cards from an old deck, and so some of them are still, I still have them on I keep them on the cards. When I like unkit a project that I'm finished with, I'll leave the floss on the floss card that it's in, wrap it up. I have it in a little card catalog over here in an envelope for each number, and stick it in there, and then I just, you know, can reuse that floss drop. Not that I have a shortage of floss drops, because we did some big exchanges of those at StitchCon, but there's no sense in using one if I have to, or throwing one away. I should reuse them. This has got, I think this is like French or something maybe, and that's looking red, and it's not red, and y'all, it's brown. I can't even get it to the right color. It's brown, but anyway, I'm just tan inside. Weird. It's so strange how that happens. This, it's called Scenic Farm. It's by Dimensions. I purchased this a few years ago, was dying to start it because I just love it. That scene reminds me of home in Maryland. Man, it does. I've seen several people stitch this. I'm gonna pop up here. One of these things want to pop up in here. Not now, okay. Deb on Country Stitchers is doing this. And if you've ever seen things that Deb does, when she does like a village or anything, she'll add trees, extra back stitching, and long stitches. And I need to find out how I can just search for videos that have this project in it, because I need to see what she did. It looks so great. I was watching Farm Girl Dry Goods the other day, one of her recent video that came out, and she showed this same one as it was her all-time favorite stitch. All the detail, and she showed it, and it just doesn't even hardly look like stitching. It looks like a painting. It is beautiful. I saw someone at StitchCon 2022, yes, who was working on it, and they said, change your fabric. I used the aided that was in the kit, and I wish I hadn't, because some of the white places that you don't stitch, she said, I don't like how that looks. So I have purchased 36 count Edinburgh linen. It's just white. And I'm going to stitch it on that. So. Oh. This was a bag that was given to me, because I don't know how to do vinyl. And I don't think I can do zippers very well either. This next bag has more like a pillow embroidery, and this like calico fabric, and then a plaid inside. It's one of my favorite bags. I just love those. I love this calico. This is multiple projects. These are also projects from a retreat that I went to. This is the latest retreat I went to at Panda's Crossing. And these are all fall charts. And this one's from Lulu Stitches called Autumn Fling. You have that. And then you have small pillows. It's Indian corn, sunflower, and pumpkin and stuff. And I did start it. I didn't mess it up. This little swirly that goes under the word autumn was supposed to be like the burgundy color. I'm just going to leave it at this point. I'm not ripping that out. I did all that at the retreat, and I was so proud of myself that I got that far on a retreat piece at the retreat, and then I realized I messed it up. But, yeah, Donna has all the pieces in here for you. For the small ones, too. All the flosses that you're going to need. I mean, everything's in there. So, I just need to get that stitched and done. I really want to get some of these smalls, like, done out of here. I'm sorry for the plastic. And the crinkling. This next one is really cute. This is from New York Dreamer, and it's called Freshly Baked Apple Pie. And you finish it on a rolling pin. I did start on that at the retreat as well. And I have all the flosses with it. And I have a couple of rolling pins. And rather than like sew it on there, I think I'm going to make it where it can be just like Velcroed on there. Because I use a rolling pin sometimes. and I can just take it off when I want to use it. This is a little kit. This was not from the retreat. This is a little kit that I got at a thrift store, and it's Waxy Moon Designs called Apple Harvest. It's just a small, I think it came, yeah, it came with the little buttons. You have 3 little buttons on there. And there's the 3 little buttons in the DMC. And I just threw it in here because it was fall and it's small, and I want to get it stitched. I thought it was really cute. I don't have an apple frame like that, but I'll just do it on something else. Make it cute. The last one from our retreat was a biggie. Man, these kits they're big. And I've kind of debated on what I'm going to do with this one. Of course, we got the whole Mill Hill book again. But the one we are doing is back here. These, what you call it, sunflowers. So I got to start on it. Just a small start. It looks kind of, doesn't look that great, but you know, it's one of those things you got to fill it all in. Different colors. Here are all the beads. This is Mill Hill. And the flosses. I'm thinking about doing stitching only and no beads. You know, my style's a little more primitive, and I'm just not sure I want those beads. So, anyway, that's going to be one of my pulls of WIPGO, and I can just choose anything in here I want to do. And, you know, if I have 3 days at 2 hours, see, this is going to, I can get this done in one night. I don't know why I haven't done it yet, but that's kind of why I put multiple things in here. And I didn't want to, I wanted to get those done, but I don't want to fill up all my time with those things, if that makes sense. Since I'm only giving myself so much time on each pattern. This is a pattern I designed myself. Chestnut Springs. It's my childhood home. And I showed you all a start on this, and I haven't worked on it since because I've been doing Christmas stuff. Just started the border a little bit. I'm kind of picking colors as I go. I threw a bunch of colors in here that I liked, and I'm just kind of picking colors as I go. I kind of picked them, but not exactly. And I'll just show you more about that later. I definitely want to finish that this one next year. This is one of the biggies I want to finish. Oh, and this was in a bag that I got from my small exchange, believe it or not, at StitchCon. The person gave me a drum, it's right there, patriotic drum, and a small project bag that matches it. And then she came back later and said, I think you need the big sister or the mama or whatever she called it to your project bag, and gave me that too. So nice. So nice. This is a project bag that was made by my friend Jennifer. It's so pretty. She made a bunch of bags. She brought the StitchCon last year. And I picked this one. I love patriotic, and I love the anchors since, you know, late husband was in the Navy. In this, I have Teresa Kogut's Lincoln's Eagle. So pretty. I'm stitching it on 32 count week straw. And I started this when I was on a trip in the hotel room. I didn't get very far. These are the flosses. It's going to be beautiful. going to be really pretty. I put them on a pumpkin thing because I couldn't find my patriotic one. But I need to move. I need to move my threads to this. What do you think? In fact, I'm going to stick it in there so when I work on it, I can switch those threads over. Last one in the first basket. This is another project bag I made. It's got, I think this is Lori Holt fabric. It's the ball jars. Very faint, very soft colors. This, I just shared in my last video, so I'm just going to show it real quick. And it's Prairie Schooler Santa's 12 Days of Christmas. In case you didn't watch my last video. This is one I've been working on here. And of course there's 12 days. So I've got all the way through 6 completed. I just started on 7, part of 7. There, swans are swimming. I have 8 maids of milking. 9, 10, 11, and 12. What is it? Lords of Leaping. Drummers drumming, pipers piping. It's 9. Is that ladies dancing? I think. And I'm stitching this on. This is a 32 count lamb's wool jobelin with the call for DMC. This is I said it before, probably many times. It's like a comfort stitch. Prairie Schooler, they're just classic, and they're block stitching. They're just easy to stitch, and they look good. They'll always look good. I don't think they'll ever go out of style. Okay. This is a bag that's made to have that you can put your, if you bobbinate, put your bobbins in there. And of course you got your needle thing and your scissors holder. And there's zipper pouches on the outside. I got this last year for Christmas. And these are 2 charts that I got also at a retreat. And it's Little House Needleworks Snowflakes. Oops, sorry. And it is all kitted up. I don't know the name of the fabric because I got it at a retreat. I just don't know. And then, I don't know if I have a picture in here of this one. No. It's a little tin finish. And what it has on here is black and white, like checkerboard around in a circle, and then a strawberry in the middle. That's the pattern real quick. That you make into a circle style. You just have to do it, like you do the strawberry first, and then you start doing your black checks around till you have enough so that when you wrap it around up under the board that you're going to pin on the top of this tin, then you won't have like a break in your stitches. You know, it'll look like it's completely goes around. Anyway, it's really cute when it's done. And it's kind of a companion piece to this Ort container that we made at the retreat. And I just hadn't finished it up. And it's so cute. I think there's a magnet in there. It'll hold, you can hear it's got needles and stuff in there for a little sewing kit. So I have those in there together because I got them both at a retreat at Pandas. Here's the other little, this is one I got StitchCon Small Exchange with that drum and the other bigger bag. This is the baby sister, I guess is what it was. In this I have, I maybe shouldn't show it, but I'm going to. I have 2 blackbird charts that I found at Panda's Crossing, and I've never seen them before. And I'm going to stitch them for small exchanges coming up at retreats. They're both from the Tender Hearts series. I have number 3 and number 4. Where's 1 and 2? I don't know. Is there 5? I don't know. I haven't gone looking for them, but I thought they were really cute. This one's called Stitch by Stitch. It's just a little, heart finish. And this is kind of done in browns, if you can see. And I wasn't real crazy about the color way they used, so I'm switching it up a little bit to, you see, you have 2 different colors of linen, and I got some, I think it was at StitchCon again. If I could, and I'm going to StitchCon this year. I might have to break my no purchase. I'm going to really try not to do that. But I always buy a lot at StitchCon. Anyway, they had bags. They were kind of grab bags of linen that were small pieces. And for these 2 projects, that's what I pulled them out of. They, they're priced reasonably, I don't know, $10 or $15, and you got probably at least 10, I don't know, 8 or 10 pieces of linen, different sizes. And if you do ornaments and things, it's perfect. So anyway, this is the 2 linens I'm going to go with, and the colors. So it's still kind of browns, but I don't know. Kind of sticking to it, but a little bit different. The next one is called Sweetheart Pocket, and I really like this. I think I'm probably going to be stitching this more than once because I think I want one for myself. But nice little scissor keep pillow thing. And again, in the browns, but I wanted to change that. So, keep hitting the keyboard. I'm doing it in greens. Oh, it's not showing up well. This one's actually more of a, this one's more minty and this one's more limey. It's just not showing up well. I don't know what to do to fix that, y'all. But hopefully on next future videos when I'm showing my WIPs, you think sunlight's the best light, but anyway, so I'm going to make those for some exchanges, and I'm excited about those. I think they're really cute. And they were all made, all the linens were chosen from those scrap pieces. This next one's been cleared up for over a year, and I'm ashamed to say that I hadn't started it. But everything happens for a reason. This is Farmhouse Christmas from Little House Needleworks. Y'all may have seen these before. And I just love them and wanted to stitch them. Someone had them at my table. I'm really not sure where they originated. They were at my table at StitchCon 2022. First year at StitchCon. I love that one. And they were going to put them on the freebie table and said, y'all look good through the stack. And first, before we put them on the freebie table, see if there's anything you want. I said, oh, I want these. And my friends beside me said, I want to have somebody that's been wanting those. Will you give them to me when you're done? I said, sure. And I haven't done them. I feel really bad about that. I mean, I had reasons why I didn't start them, obviously. If you've been following me for a while, but I just feel bad I didn't get them done. And I was debating on whether to do them in one big piece, because one lady I know did them in one big piece and they looked so good, or do them as ornaments or little pillows. And that was part of my debate. I wasn't sure. And I have this fabric. This was gifted to me. It's an even weave. I think it's 24, 25 count. But I think that's what I'm going to stitch these on. It might be 28 count. I don't really know what it is. The person who gave it to me may recognize it. They put a few stitches in it, and that was it. And asked me if I wanted it. I'm like, sure. So, and I've got the DMC pulled to do them, and they all use pretty much same colors. And I was just going to do it for myself. But then my oldest daughter just said the other day, I can't believe how much my tastes are changing. And I gave her one of these little sleds that have farm on, like had a barn on it in a silo. She said, I love this. She said, I have my blue Christmas tree, which has blue ornaments and Elvis things on it. It's a white tree. Is it white? Yeah, it's white. I didn't think what color it was. Was it actually blue? But no, it's white. She said, but I think I want to have another tree too that's like country and farm stuff. She said, I really like this. And I thought, do these as ornaments for her. She's in the next room. She doesn't watch this. She probably can't hear me either. But I thought, well, there's a reason why I didn't do them. Oh gosh, this thing says click photo booth to resume. I hope that I didn't. The timer's still going. I hope this is still recording. I'm going to keep going. I'm so close to the end. But anyway, I'll do 25 Days of Christmas next year, and these will be a big part of that. And there's a reason why I'm telling you that, because my other daughter loves marine life. She has a tree. They each started doing their own Christmas tree. One was doing Elvis, the other was doing Harry Potter. Well, this year she loves Harry Potter, but she also loves sharks. She loves sharks a lot, and people have gotten to know that she loves sharks and bring her like stuffed sharks and different things. And for many years, she wanted to be a marine biologist, so she loves that kind of stuff. So I decided for her I was going to make these. Hands-on design. You all have seen these. They just came out recently. Why I got those for her. And they're going to be part of her 25 Days of Christmas next year. Because girls really don't pay attention to what I'm stitching on. And I have this fabric. That again is not showing up. It's more green than that. It's just not showing up though. So, I hope you all could hear me saying all that about that I'm doing those for gifts, but I'm doing those for gifts. And I'm excited about doing those for gifts too. This is the bag I did. All right. I forgot to check these things off. Okay. The next one is a Bernard Gervais pattern that I loved when I saw it. And I'm sure you all have seen this before. Santa Stop Here. I love stone houses. I've loved stone houses since I was a kid. And I've mentioned that before. There was a community, like a very old community, not too far from my home. And all the houses were stone. And probably because it was so much stone right there that they used what they had. And I just love a stone house. Love a stone house. So I had to get this one. I haven't cut down the fabric. I have a this is Edinburgh linen 36 count, and I have a whole yard there. I think I need to cut that down. So I'm kind of leaving that open, so I will do that. Oh, and you may have seen the project bag. That's one I made. You can see the inside and outside. This one is a pretty simple one. It is from Blackbird Designs. And I just have it written down Blackbird Sampler. I don't know the exact name of it. I think it must have been a download. It was a giveaway. So it might have been a giveaway at StitchCon. Okay. No, I ordered something from Kitten Stitcher and got it as a giveaway. As a little extra. And what I have this, excuse me, that I bought on clearance at Hobby Lobby. And this is like a tea towel. It says it's perfect for embroidery or more. And I mean, it looks like I don't know if you call that modeled. It's showing up pretty true right there. But it's definitely has different colors in there, but it looks like an even weave. And I thought if I stitch that on there and use it as a tea towel with that on the front, just as, decor, nobody better wipe a dirty dish, a wet dish, or wet hands on it. Oops, sorry, I forgot my thing here. But I thought that would, thought that might be real cute on there. And I'm just going to use DMC 310 and whip that up, and that will go fast. This is another bag I made. I think I'm going to have to record this, y'all. This is a pattern that last year I looked high and low for this thing and couldn't find it. I can't remember where I found it. But this is in an old magazine. Celebrations. Winter, Spring 1990. And it has this bunny in it. And I love that bunny. And I wanted to make him into a stand-up. I mean, the magazine got wet. I mean, I think I carried this around in my, like the bag I carry to work a lot. And coffee leaked or something. I had a coffee, like a Yeti cup with coffee in it, and it leaked. I don't know. I don't know why I couldn't find it. But anyway, I couldn't find it for a while. I have not pulled the threads or fabric for that. But I want to do a stand-up. I've never done a stand-up. I want to turn that into one. That's what I wanted to do. It's past Easter and couldn't put my hands on it. Then when I was going through some things, I'm like, well, here it is. Sounds like I'm disorganized. I am in this room. The rest of my life is pretty organized. At work, I'm like OCD organized. Like, don't move my stapler out of the spot that it goes on my desk organized. But at home, I can't do that everywhere. I'd be crazy. This is another embroidered, vintage embroidery. And just like a little pebble thing inside. I love this fabric too. And this is the at-home pattern from Brenda Gervais. I have not kitted this up yet. I'm sure I have linen I can use. She uses a lot of weeks. A couple classic color works, General Arts, and DMC. A lot of floss in that. But and it's bigger than I thought. 250 wide, but 248 high. It's a big girl, but I'm looking forward to stitching that because it's beautiful. This is, I mean, I think it's beautiful anyway. What I say about stone houses. And this says on here, a brick house on step terrace flanked by trees, so commonly seen on 19th century Frederick County, Maryland samplers. And I'm from Frederick County, Maryland. So I could not pass that by. I mean, hello. And Crystal said she wanted to do a sal with me on this. So we both have to get them kitted up, get everything ready. We're not ready. And there may be already a current sal for that. I'm not sure. If there is, we might just join in on that hashtag, but we won't be starting it for a little while. This is a bag that was gifted to me, and I have used it for many projects. And in it, it has a chart that was gifted to me by a viewer who gifted me some other things too recently. And Winter Rose Manor, I have seen so many people do this, and they're so beautiful. My friend Crystal did it actually for her mom, and she had a story behind it. I don't know which of her Flosstubes it's in, but you should watch it. Hers is really beautiful. So I want to get this kitted up and get it stitched. I absolutely love it. I know a lot of people loved or hated. I think you're in one camp or the other. The conch shell floss that house called for is very light, like variegated pink, peachy, whatever color. I might make it a little bit darker. Crystal did hers because she grew up in a pink house. The house didn't look like this, but one of my mother's good friends that she crafted with and did a lot of things with, she was really like more like the age of her mother, but she lived in the pink house. So her name was Bessie, and I can stitch this and think of Bessie. So I really like that, and I'm anxious to keep that up. Thank you, you know who you are. Oh, this is a pretty one. Oh, it's beautiful. And it probably was going to take a really long time. And it's going to have a million color changes in it. But, oh gosh, it's gorgeous. And it's the 1864 EF sampler. I got this off the CD I have of all the Sampler and Antique Needlework Quarterly magazines. And printed off a lot of the charts that I wanted to stitch. And so I think this is released by another company. You can just search 1864 EF sampler, you'll see it. But look at all the detail in this scene. It's so pretty. I just love that. And I have the fabric I have picked out for that is 36 count Edinburgh Vintage Country Mocha. I have a CMC. How many? There's so many. But look at the colors. I mean, it is going to be, it's just going to be gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh, there's one I didn't have on the thing. It's probably one I had to get. I didn't have in my stash. Okay, these might end up being gifts as well. I have two things in a bag again because they're kind of small. The first one is Mary Sanderson. This came from a Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine, November 2024. I like the green colors there, and it's not really showing up that great. The fabric I have picked is 32 count Viters. Is that what that says? Viteris, I think, for Mystic. And then the other chart I have in here is Bent Creek, and it's called Luck. And the greens just aren't really showing that well. These, because it's something I've kitted up and they're not in separate little bags or anything, I had some of these plastic bobbins, and I don't bobbinate. So I just wrote the name of the project on there. So when I go to pull out this bag and I have 2 rings of floss, it's easy for me to figure out which is which. I think they were maybe gifted to me. I don't know if I may have got them at a retreat. Because when I go to the retreats at my LNS, she gives you like, you get some kind of bag or container to keep your stuff in every time. And, you know, a bunch of little goodies. All right, y'all. That's all that I have kitted up. I do have 2 more projects on my WIPGO board. And one is a birth sampler for my granddaughter that's coming, Renee Rose will be her name. And for her sister, I did the butterfly cloche from Hello from Liz Matthews. And I changed up the colors of the butterflies a little bit to be a little girly. And then down at the bottom, under the cloche, I put her birth information. So I thought maybe I want to do something similar for the baby that's coming. Now my first granddaughter's, the theme of her nursery was butterflies. The reason I did the butterflies. This daughter, because her middle name is going to be Rose, her theme is roses. And I think I'm going to do a rose in a cloche, or some roses in a cloche. So it's kind of similar to her sister's, and then birth information on the bottom. Kind of like Beauty and the Beast too. That's what my daughter pointed out. I said, yeah, it's kind of like. So that's one, and I have. So if you watch some of my past videos, I've got some different charts that have roses on them, and I'm going to pull things together and kind of make my own. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not sure that I might possibly change it up, but I need to get on it because my daughter-in-law went to the doctor and she's at measuring rate at 35 weeks. The baby's over 6 pounds, and they said you could have the baby anytime, it'd be fine. So she came home. She was over here after their ultrasound, and she wanted spicy food. She's so tired of being pregnant. I understand how she feels. I can remember my feet being so swollen. I couldn't get shoes on to go to work. I had to wear bedroom slippers. I had like those isotoner ballet slippers, so they didn't look real bad, but I hid up under my desk, and people, I remember some of my coworkers like, let me see your feet. I'm like, no, God, they're so ugly and huge, and I was so miserable. I understand how she's feeling. So that's one thing that's not on my list that I'm going to kit up. The other is, but I have to finish one first. So I've got to really get on it because I don't have a bag to put it in, right? The other one is Christmas stocking for the new baby coming. Next year will be her first Christmas, and in a year's time, I need to have it done. So I've done stockings for everybody else in my family, so that's next. And then the last spot, the 25th spot on my WIPGO board is my choice. So just whatever I feel like working on or like I need to work on, that's what I'm going to go and work on. So I'm kind of excited about doing this. I'm excited about doing WIPGO. I've seen so many people talk about it, and I hope I can keep up with it. But anyway, I just wanted to share my plans with you all, and I probably won't do another Flosstube till sometime in January. After we do the 12 by 12. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to just work on WIPs. I kind of think I might pull out those bags that have the multiple charts in them that are small and kind of doable, like I can get them finished, and push for finishes on those during the 12 by 12. Is kind of what I think I'm going to do. If I decide to start any that aren't started yet, I'm going to use some counting pins and mark exactly where to start and have my needle threaded ready to go, because otherwise I'm not going to get much stitching done in an hour on a piece if I have to figure out where I'm starting, my margins, and all that. Anyway, looking forward to it. I hope you all Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I will see you in January. Bye.